Welcome everybody to another great episode of Brutally Honest. It's your boy Stitches MBC.
And your boy Brutal Keith.
And y'all can call him Simba if y'all want. You like that name? You like
Simba?
Because you're lying. You're always
man. now I'm always lying. Well, listen, if I'm always lying, Simba's a good lion to be. They like them in the
guys.
movie.
We're just joking. How's everybody doing? In case y'all don't know about us, that's how we're a little quirky and things like that. But this show tonight, we're actually going to be talking about as far as your relationship, your partner, the person that you decided to settle with, that person, that relationship is a reflection of you. We're also going to be talking about today as far as the main reason why they cheat. That's how we worded it. But what Keith really meant was the main excuse that they give you when they're out cheating. Yeah, for an example, like, I was at work late. You know, something like that. But we're going to start it off like this. Like, listen, I understand how the world is nowadays, especially for the ladies. Y'all ladies, y'all sick of men. Let's be honest. And this, I'm going to give this advice. This is to my brothers. This is for my brethren. This is for my killers out there. Listen, stop asking for nudes and start asking for books instead. Seriously, level things up. I know, like I said, Simba over here, like I'm laughing and stuff. But what I'm saying is that a lot of us, as soon as we get a number from Shorty, all of a sudden now we want to do is just want to call her. Hey, you want to go get a bite to eat? Hey, you want to do this and you want to do that? And I'm like, listen, bro, like you over here trying to undress her when that's the wrong approach. Like first, try to undress her mind first. Grab her interest first, and then things can follow. Like, for an example, hey, Ma, what book are you reading? Oh, you're reading A Silent Wife. All right, cool. So then you know what? Let me do some research. Let me maybe buy the book or the audio version if it's me, you know? And let me hear it, and let me jot down some notes, and maybe we can have a date discussing this book. I feel like, but it also depends on how old you are, not just age, but as far as where your mental state is at, you know? If you're just trying to hang around and have a good time, then you know what? You should really just hang around and just have a good time. Ain't nobody here judging, and I'm not saying there's no right or wrong, but what I am going to say is that you create your reality from within. So with that being said, it's like, if you're carrying yourself a certain way, like for example, if you feel like you don't want to settle down, you don't want a relationship, then you are going to attract that towards you. And I want you guys to disagree with me. Please disagree so we can have a discussion about this. I'm saying is that we attract what we want. We reflect and also attract vibes, energies, and even beliefs. By beliefs, I mean is that, for an example, if I believe that every female cheats, I'm gonna be attracting females that think every guy cheats as well. That's what I mean as far as the reflection and things like that. Like as far as you're gonna start attracting people that believe the same thing as you do. And like for an example, I don't want a relationship. As an example, I don't want a relationship. I don't want this and all that. Then listen, if you're saying this, why are you complaining that all you meet is a bunch of dead ends? Why are you complaining that the only girls you come across are girls that are just a one-night stand, when you're clearly telling me and telling the world, forget about that, telling yourself that you don't want this and you don't want that? So how can you expect to get the opposite? It's where I'm coming from, bro.
Yeah, and not for nothing, Stitch, that's interesting. One of the things I was going to say, just off rip, you started it off with, don't ask for news. I was going to say, if I ask her what book she read first, then can I ask for them? I'm asking for a friend. Me personally, I don't ask for news. I don't ever do that. Bro,
do whatever you feel.
Okay.
Straight up. Do whatever you feel like. I can't be a hypocrite and tell you should do this and you should do that. The only thing I can do is give advice, tips, and pointers. At the end of the day, the choice is yours, bro. Whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do, and can't nobody tell you anything about it. But don't complain if Shorty calls you thirsty. Don't complain if you come off and give an impression of the person who you really ain't. You just had a moment of horniness. You feel me? Don't complain because you've been judged or predetermined to be a certain way, or they classify you a certain way. If you, as soon as you meet the shorty, it's like, hey, send me a new pic. And to be honest, I don't even know if that's the route you should be going, bro. Because it's like for females can have lingerie, they look sexy in this angle, that angle. They can send you 10 different pictures and you're aroused from all of them. And then she asks me, oh, you send me one. And then you send her, a pic of your private parts, right? All right, cool. Okay, that was cute. Can you send me another one? And she ain't gonna say that was cute.
Right?
It cut off. Let me correct myself on that. Ain't nothing cute about it.
I was about to say, if she says that's cute, bro, then
That's
just
cute.
end it there.
No,
Just end it there.
Just end it there. That's code for you ain't gonna do anything for me. I get it.
If that's not saying friend
Can we
zone,
get to the point? Can we get to the point? You put yourself in the friend zone, right? But it's like, so you send her this pic, and then she's like, "Oh, send me another one," and you're like, what else is the guy gonna send? Seriously, seriously, what else can the guy send? But you getting me off topic, man, and I know you're doing that on purpose. What we're talking about is that you are a reflection of your relationship. You create your own reality from within, meaning that you're going to attract and reflect the people that you really want in your life. So another thing we need to understand as far as that is that when they see, like, let's say if you're in a relationship and you're actually in a relationship with this person, and let's say it's you, right, Keith? So they see you, but the first person that they think about is your partner. Mm-hmm. That's the reality, and vice versa. You see a girl and you know she's together, and the first thing that comes to our mind is like, I wonder where her man's at, and all this and all that, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, we play for the team that's in front of our jersey, not the one in the back. Okay. When I mean it's a team, you got that analogy, right?
Yeah,
so it's like they also represent who you are. So with that being said, there's going to be judgment, whether it's right or wrong. There's going to be judgment because of the way you carry yourself. And the way that you carry yourself is going to be extended towards your partner. So if you're in a serious relationship and you out there acting like you're single, there's going to be bad judgment on both parts. Because for an example, if I see your shorty and I know y'all together, right? And she out there being flirtatious, I'm gonna be like, I'm thinking about you. Yeah. I'm like, wow, so those are the girls that you like, right, Keith?
And you know what?
So that's it.
And you're right, 100%. I mean, one of the things, just chiming in on what you're talking about, and I agree with you, but just from my perspective, I always say when you're in a relationship, and I don't want to say it's like your partner is like your child, but what I mean by that is there's a lot of similarities between that. And what I mean is, your partner and what they do really shows what you're willing to tolerate. Like you said, the flirtatious stuff. Yeah. And as that example, meaning like if I'm a flirtatious person and that's what I do naturally, if I'm with somebody and they're naturally flirtatious too, and that's what I'm attracted to, then you might see that and be like, yo, something not right. But if it is something that I'm cool with and I'm aware of and I know about, it might not bother me. But the way you perceive it is that's what he allows?
Yeah. Right? Also, that's the type of girl that he settles with. So that's the one that he looks. Matter of fact, and then they start judging you. It was like, man, you start losing respect.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
We've talked about this. You start losing respect for the person. It works both ways, guys. It works both ways. Another thing, as far as understanding and being aware that your relationship and your partner is a reflection of yourself, we also need to check this out. Let's say you are ready for a relationship. Let's say you are emotionally available to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and get heartbroken and things like that, right? And then you're just like, all right, Stitch, so you're saying that we attract what we really want, but I've been looking for a good man and all I've been dealing with is all these F-boys around here. And it's like, okay, so with that being said is that it also awakens you to who you really are and what it is that you really want. So if you're out there, asking for, I want a good man, I want a good woman, and they're not out there, and all you keep on meeting is this and this and that, things that, that not to your standard, then you're not ready for a relationship. I'm sorry to tell you guys this. The reality is that a lot of us, we get into relationships to solve our own issues. We get into relationships to cover our own insecurities. A lot of things we think like we want to, like you said, oh, I want a good woman. And so blah, 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 so we can build together and all that. But bro, you want a good woman, but are you a good man?
It's facts. And it almost, I mean, just with hearing you say it, I mean, it made me think about last week's episode when we was talking about match my energy. And what I meant by that was really like match the effort I'm putting in. So when you said we want the good man, we want the good woman, and that's what we're looking for, but all we attracting is maybe not really that. Like you said, is that more of what we're putting out? That maybe we're not the good ones? We want what's good, but maybe we aren't?
Exactly, and we need to do some self-evaluation, and we need to take care of our own insecurities first before we involve anybody else in our life. Yes, absolutely, because that's the issue with a lot of us, myself included. Like, a lot of times we feel so lonely, so alone. We just want that company that we lower our own standards and go for the first one that's giving us that green light. Like, oh wow, Shorty's feeling me. She's giving me play. You know what? I don't got, I'm not that stable. I don't got my things together yet, but you know what? She's here. She's the good woman I've been asking for. Let me just hitch on to her. So what is it that you wanted? You wanted a relationship? You wanted a girl? Or did you just want a roommate? Like seriously, what did you want? Somebody to help you with half your rent? Or did you actually want a relationship? You feel me? Like, so when I'm asking, like, if you guys are independent, ladies and guys right now, everybody watching right now, if you are independent, meaning you are stable and you only rely on yourself to eat and pay your own bills and get to work and all that. If you are independent, would you settle with somebody that's not? Majority of the responses was no. Great. Let me get at the ones that didn't have the courage to say yes, they would. Because the ones that did say yes is because if I saw potential. Fantastic. But if the potential doesn't match the ambition, it's not going to work out. Potential only extends the time that you're going to give that person. For an example, Shorty, you know what? She only, she's not stable. She don't got where I need her to be, right? Whatever. So I'm like, but she's trying, and I see the potential and the talent and the gifts, and she's like, and she's moving and all that. And I'm like, all right, cool. I can work with this. I'm loving the ambition and things like that. But it's like a whole month, 3 months, 6 months passes by, and then all it is just talk. Then where do you go from there? Right?
Yeah.
So, but what I wanted to mention is that for those that be like, yeah, I would settle down. What is it that y'all want, ladies? Do you want a man or do you want a boy? Do you want a man or do you want a toy? Do you want a man or do you just want somebody to fix? Because if all you want is somebody to fix and level him up, then don't complain when he leaves you for somebody else.
Ooh, that's harsh.
It's brutally honest, bro.
And the fact is, that happens, bro. The reality is, that happens more than not. A lot of times, and I was going to say, in regards to that, like getting on the same level with the person that you're involved with. If you're not on the same level, if, like you said, the question, would you get with somebody that's not stable if you got all your ish together? Right? Yeah. So I guess my thing to that would be, like you said, yeah, I mean, I would, but the actions would have to coincide because ambition is just that. It's ambition. Without the actions, it doesn't become reality, right? So if I'm dealing with a girl and up front, I'm like, yo, what do you see yourself in a year? Like, I like to ask that question just to see what a mindset is.
That's a good question.
Where do you see yourself in a year? It lets me know if they have any goals or ambition to do anything. Now, if they're like, oh, I want to have my own house by the time I'm 30. I want to be married by I'm 30. Have my own house by the time I'm 35. This, that, and the third. Okay, that was your childhood goal that you waiting for certain ages to hit in this, that, and the third. What are you doing to progress towards that right now?
Exactly.
And like you said, if they're not, then that's where it's going to be a problem. It's going to be like, okay, you're not the person for me. But sometimes you don't know that right away.
Press 1 if y'all watching this live. Press 2 if y'all this is a replay. Press 3 if y'all shared then y'all want to shout out. Press 4 if y'all a new viewer. A lot of things, with that being said, bro, it's a lot of times like it's also the opposite too. So it's like, a lot of times we get intimidated by that person. A lot of times, like, oh wow, I want a good woman, I want a good woman, and then I meet a good woman, and now I'm falling back because I'm like, oh snap, and that's what I mean. It awakens to who you really are and what it is that you really want. So now you met the woman of your dreams that you've been waiting for, and now you get intimidated. Why did you get intimidated? Because you wasn't ready. Because the reality is, you really wasn't ready for a good woman. You know, like I was saying, you want a good woman, but are you a good man? Oh, you want a good man, but are you a good woman? It always works both ways. I don't care what Keith says. I don't care if Keith believes that only guys cheat. I don't care. I don't agree with this guy. Everybody, it's always 50-50. It always works both ways. What I'm saying as far as that, the intimidation. But with that being said, it also depends with your mentality and what it is that you really want in your life. You feel me? Because it's like if you're single and you just trying to have a good time and just fun, then it doesn't really matter who's coming your way. You don't got your eyes open, your heart open for that anyway. You're just having a good time, so it doesn't matter. So please don't be single, having a good time, and then talk about how there's no good men out there.
Yeah.
The same with guys as well. Oh, I'm just doing me or that because a good woman it's hard to find. No, they're not hard to find. You're just not looking.
Yeah.
You just don't want one.
And I was going to say, I mean, even in regards to the intimidation factor, you know, if you are single, if you are out there and you're just looking to have fun, and sometimes you might come across that woman or that guy that's might be out of your league, so to speak, but they're interested in you. And like you said, you might be intimidated by that, knowing that they're together and you're still working on yourself. But, I mean, me personally, I look at that as a challenge to level myself up. And what I mean is, if I'm with a woman that she got everything together and I don't, then I'm going to be the one pushing, like, look, these are my goals, my ambition. This is what I'm going to do so we can get on the same level. And I'm going to work harder to meet her halfway. But like you said, it all starts with knowing whether or not I want to be in a relationship and if I'm ready for that.
If you're ready for that. And a lot of times, you know, we can't be mad because of the way the message is delivered. We all differently and we all gonna get it differently as well. So it's like we have to go through a lot of things in our life that molds us into the person that we are. I kind of told you a little bit briefly about this yesterday. Like, you know, I don't believe in meant to be. I'm not like destiny and like I'm a little iffy about that. But I do believe that the things and the experiences that we've had in our lives does mold us and prepare us to the person that we should be or the person that we have strived to be. For an example, you're a teenager and you wanted to be like this and like that and like that. You gotta get molded. You gotta get structured. You gotta get, you know, go through you have to go through that. You have to go through it to become to that person. You feel me? The reason why we do this, the reason why I do this, the reason why I'm so passionate about helping others is because I used to be bullied when I was young. I used to be bullied. I used to be picked on. You know, so now as an adult, I had that urge of I want to help those that can't, like that feel helpless, and I'm gonna say feel helpless because it's all in the mind. You know, so as far as you know, we attract what we really want. If you want a good man, if you want a good woman, and you're ready for that, you're going to find it because you're gonna have your eyes open but with that being said, you also have to go through the ones that ain't worth it so you can know what really is. You feel me? Like our first day at work, I want it to be the hardest day ever so the days after can seem smoother after that. You know, so it does, I mean, as far as like what you tolerate, also that's the person, what they do, but they cheated on him, or they, you know, she cheated on him. Like, wait a minute. Oh, that he's okay with that?
Yeah, no.
You know?
there's got to be a line in the sand, right? But
what is the main reason why they cheat?
Honestly, bro, I was sort of surprised, kind of surprised. Let me say that. And what I mean by that is, you know, when I posted the question out there, I got a few mixed responses, but the main response I got in regards to that question is they're with their boys. Like, they're actually, I'm with my boys. That was the main response to while they're cheating, what excuse did they give you?
They're with their boys.
Yep.
Okay, but what did the guys tell you? What did the guys tell you when the girls are the ones cheating?
They're with their friends.
That's what I told you.
I was gonna say you were the only guy that responded to that topic. It's like guys get cheated on, but they scared to talk about
Whatever.
it. Right?
All y'all females that are watching the show right now, when y'all cheated on your man, what was the excuse did you tell your man? You was at the salon, though it closes at 9 and you got home at 12. What was the excuse that you gave your man when y'all was out cheating? Right. I don't believe, Keith, bro. Females cheat too.
Who are you telling?
I'm telling you.
That's what I said. I was shocked and surprised by the responses that I got. One, you being the only guy that answered that one. Okay, that was one shocker. But the other one that I actually found out in asking that question was, women actually don't care about your excuse. They don't care what you told them when you did it. They're more concerned with why you cheated. As in like this. Ask them, is that you, ladies? Press a button. Let me know in the comments. Is that you?
Said press a
button. I'm serious.
Any button. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's the end the live button, bro.
No, not that one. But what I mean by that is,
you see why I call him Simba, right? You see why I call him Simba?
A lot of times, what they more concerned about was it me? What did she have that I don't? And the main one was, but I do everything for him. Why would he do that to me?
Gotcha. So they all put it on themselves as if they was the reason why they cheated. When at the end of the day, listen, you could have a great happy home, but a cheater is gonna want to cheat. You could have an unstable home, an unhappy home. It is destroyed. It is. And if you're not a cheater, you're still not going to go out and cheat no matter what. So what I'm saying by that is that it doesn't matter the excuse. It doesn't matter the reason. It doesn't matter the who, what, when, where, why, how. It does not matter. If you're really blaming yourself and feel like you're at fault, feeling like maybe there were some things that you should have done better or more of or less of or things like that, seriously, you're going to go down a path and you're going to be very depressed about yourself until you reach an epiphany and enlightenment and realize like, wow, it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what I said. That person was going to cheat on me anyway.
And honestly, that's the bottom line of what I was going to get to, even when the question got brought up, is the reality is it doesn't matter the excuse. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. At the end of the day, once they cheated, you feel betrayed. Once that happens, I mean, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to try to fix the problem, deal with the problem, move on past the problem, whatever the case may be, the whole forgive and forget. Or if you're just going to let that person say, you know what, maybe they're not ready. Maybe this isn't the person for me. Maybe they're not who I thought they were. And you decide to just leave the situation and move on with your life, which ultimately I think is a better option. Because once they break your trust, honestly, I've been there, done that. I've gone back and tried it. It really doesn't work out in the long run. And I'm not saying that's for everybody, but for the majority of people, once the trust is broken, it's really extremely hard getting that back. So once they cheat, I want to say they always a cheat. And that doesn't mean that if they cheated once, that means they're always going to go continuously cheat. I'm just saying once they have that characteristic in them, it's in them, period.
You know, when you get cheated on, it's like you said, like that betrayal, like they broke your trust and your heart. I mean, you're hurt, you're heartbroken, and it's bad. I'm talking from experience, right? Like it's you're hurt, you're really hurt. But within that hurt, like within that pain, we fail to realize that what we feel is a curse is actually a blessing in disguise. Because it's like, a lot of times we're supposed to jump, but we're so scared to jump that something tends to just push us. So that relationship probably wasn't even meant for you. At the end of the day, maybe that person that you was with was actually holding you back for you to actually succeed and excel in your life. Maybe that person cheated on you was probably the best thing that happened to you. If you're going through this right now, I know it's hard to even digest when I'm telling you guys this, but trust me when I tell you, you're going to be a better person. Try to be a better person. Try to understand that you don't need to carry that insecurity with you, feeling that everybody else is going to cheat on you. Realize that it didn't matter. It wasn't you. It was them.
Facts.
And if you would have been more aware of the signs at the beginning, maybe you would have noticed it. Maybe you would have realized that this person ain't the one for you. I guarantee that a lot of times, me, in my personal experience, I've seen the red flags. I seen the things that I was like, wow, that's crazy. But I thought that I was in love when it was actually just an infatuation and lust, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. That we become blinded to it. And we're like, it doesn't really matter. It's not that serious. Like, for example, like my brother asked me, like, what if you go on a date, right? Mm-hmm. And you're on a date with Shorty, and you're in a public place, you're in a restaurant, right? And Shorty tends to keep her eyes on the other guys around. Ladies, if you're on a date with your man and you see your man's eyes wander towards the other females, how would you react in that on that moment? You know, I told Ray, I was like, honestly, me, I would just walk away. Me, today, now, 2019, I would just walk away from it because it's not worth it. Now, me, maybe a year, 2, 3 years ago, it's going to be an issue. And I'm going to make a fool out of myself. At the end of the day, I'm going to make a fool out of myself, But it's like when you see things like that, you're like, how do you approach that? I was like, well, you got to have to let them know. Like, hey, listen, I kind of find that disrespectful. I mean, I'm not going to assume you out there looking at guys or anything like that. I'm not here to control you. Because let's be honest, with humans, we're going to be attracted to the opposite sex. We're going to be attracted to them. Mm-hmm. But there has to be a thin line. I don't care who my Shorty looks at, whatever, when I'm not there. But if I'm there, your eyes should stay on me at least 90% of the time. Now, can they wander? I'm not a jealous person. Like, let them wander whatever they're without, but don't come at me when my eyes start to wander too.
And I honestly, I was going to say in regards to that, like if we're in the middle of conversing, where we're talking, we're at dinner and I'm telling you about my day. If while I'm talking to you, your eyes are doing that,
you already know she's not that interested.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, that tells me everything I need to know right then and there. Is obviously they're not that interested.
Exactly. Let me give a quick shout out to people: Selena, Michelle, Brandy, Anna, Kendra, Daniel. Wow, Chris was good. VMS, Danny. We got a lot of people watching, man. I love you guys all. I definitely love you guys all. Hey, look at this, guys. Look, can I show it off? Can I show it off? Can I show it off? Can you hold on? Can we show them off? Can we show them off? Now, with the purchase of the shirts, man, I'm actually, anybody that purchases the Brutally Honest shirt, I'm actually going to send you guys a link to the Love Letter Project. Now, that's my music project that I will be releasing in about 6 to 7 months from now. Mm-hmm. I will give you the link on the YouTube link, unlisted, so y'all could be the first people to ever watch that. Next week, we're actually going to be talking about very inspirational episode. I can't wait. I love it already. We haven't even started it yet. We're going to talk about, this is how the conversation started. Or how the topic started. When we did it, we did it like about a month ago. I still remember the conversation. And you had said something like, you know what? Long story short, I was telling you, yeah, but how do you feel like, if they don't click like, if they don't share, if they don't comment, do you consider that support? That's what you asked me, right? You asked me, but what if they don't click like? And I would be like, hey, listen, support comes in a lot of different ways. A lot of times, especially my G's from up north, they don't rock with the internet. I don't have to say why. But I'm just saying, like, but when I see them and I go back hometown and whatever, they tell me like, yo, Stitch, I heard about what you've been doing, man. Keep doing good, blah, 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 blah. I believe in you and things like that. So it brought the question, like, what do you value or what's more important to you? People supporting you, like, commenting, sharing on your stuff, or people that genuinely actually believe in you? You feel me? We're going to talk about the belief versus the support. With that, we're also going to include rivalries. A lot of times we're talking about, like how we were saying, like, listen, you got to do you, and at the end of the day, you got to prove yourself right. Don't worry about proving other wrong or vice versa. It doesn't matter. And I was like, yeah, because if you keep doing you, those haters ain't going to be there. And you have responded with me, unless they're rivals.
Unless they're rivals.
So we're definitely going to talk about that. Definitely tune in next week. Now, to end this video off, first off, if you knew my intentions, you wouldn't fall back. You would show me some affection. You wouldn't hold back. You would show me some attention. You would even call back a time we lose connection. It seems like your past got your feelings in detention. With things in your past that should have been a learning lesson. I just want to make you laugh and be your reflection. I just want you happy. Yeah, I'm sure that this was mentioned, right? So she don't hear it. All you hear is what she's heard. They said they'll never leave, and all they did was leave you hurt. But let me be the first to give you what you deserve, because baby girl, I'm selfish, and I will always keep my word. I'll be there for you, because I care for you. You want to step by steps? I'll take the stairs for you. I met a lot of chicks and none of them compared to you. They say that love is frightening and I am scared for you. It's your boy Stitches NBC here with Simba. We're joking.
Brutal Keith, man.
Brutal Keith for another great episode of Brutally Honest. Make sure y'all tune in next week, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Thank y'all all for tuning in. Remember, purchase a shirt. Y'all get the link to the Love Letter Project.